Awesome, well, welcome. I wanted to share a little bit. This presentation is actually very dear to my heart. It's what I'm going to give you today is a sharing from the deepest core of me. You have all been a huge part in shaping me this weekend. There's going to be a bit of integration going on as I go home. Very profound. I woke up this morning with my guides and angels in my ear, and I'm going to share something a little bit risky and a little bit authentic with you. What I heard was, someone has come a great distance for this message. Of course, I went straight in my head and thought, who is it? Congo people? And then they laughed because my guides and angels have a really good sense of humor, and they said the longest distance is from here to here. There is only one you. Most of us know that intuitively. I'm aside from the odd person that kind of looks like you. I don't know that we actually sink into what that means. And I know it didn't really hit me until I read a book by Viktor Frankl called Man's Search for Meaning. Has anyone read that? It's life homework. Viktor Frankl was a Jewish psychiatrist in the concentration camps. And as he watched the atrocities that were happening to people, he really wanted to understand what the difference was between those that gave up and those that survived. What made people hang on? And what he realized was that it wasn't the people who escaped into fantasy. I would think maybe that would be the way out. It was actually the people who were able to create or find meaning in what was happening to them, regardless of the circumstances. And as he watched people perish by the thousands, maybe by the hundreds of thousands, he was struck by how very precious and unique each human is. There isn't another human being on the planet with the exact same sequence and quality of experiences that you have. Let that land. Now that effectively shapes you into the most brilliant, unique key. We are shaped, and I tell students to imagine yourself like a block of marble. Everybody shows up in relationship with a hammer, a chisel, or a piece of sandpaper. Now, I know what you're thinking, families come with chisels and hammers. It's not because they don't love us, it's because they have a lot of access to us to shape us. Whew. That's a lot. We are shaped by relationships. We are shaped by our joys and adversities. We are shaped to impact the people that we will come in contact with in this lifetime. And I got a lot of people coming to me asking me about purpose. We had a great talk in a session before this, and a lady stood up and said, I don't think I have a purpose. I'm a bit lost. And I tell people, we sort of talk about purpose like it's synonymous with a job. I think about it, I'm a yoga teacher and a meditation teacher as well as a dentist and a manifestation flow teacher. I come from a different angle. I think about purpose more in terms of dharma. I think of it as your life path, the road that you walk here. It is the authentic journey of the expression of your unique gifts and talents on this planet. We will do all sorts of different jobs. I explain to people, it doesn't matter whether you're sitting in front of me as a dentist, I could be an auto mechanic, I could be a grocery bagger, the conversation would be the same. It's how I choose to show up in each and every moment that's impactful. It's the relationships that I choose to show up in. That's my dharma. That's my purpose. I have maybe a little bit of a unique view of the universe. In my mind, the universe exists to evolve 7 billion souls to their highest evolution. And so in that paradigm, Albert Einstein says that your energy can neither be created nor destroyed, so souls are eternal. And my version of that, and choose your version because nobody can prove you're wrong until the end, my version of that is that this is a meat suit. And that I'm going to recycle meat suits over and over and over in my lifetime to evolve my soul to its highest purpose. And if nothing can happen to my energy, if my soul's eternal, then what happens to me is just lessons, just opportunities to be in relationship, opportunities to learn about who I am. And I think about that, the example I usually use is if you have Cruella de Vil as a mother, you often will turn out like June Cleaver. And I tried to find a more modern icon than that. I couldn't find a more modern archetype. That's a different conversation. But we're shaped in opposition to what happens to us. We choose a path based on what we experience, and that becomes our offering in the world. That's powerful stuff. Now, manifestation. I want to talk a little bit about manifestation, because when you talk about the power of authenticity and living in the crescendo, I'm a vibrational energy teacher. What I believe is that we are a vibration and that we are co-creating in every moment with the universe. So manifestation, everybody heard of The Secret, the law of attraction. I laughed at that because it's ordered the big bite from the universe and you're waiting and it never arrives because you've done this your whole life, right? Wish for things that have never arrived. We're holding an opposite belief that cancels out. Now, the universe's part of that job is there's a giant conveyor belt in front of each one of us, and it keeps dropping packages in front of you all the time. What shows up in front of you is the highest possible choice for the evolution of your soul. You might wish for the lottery, but what the universe is putting in front of you is the highest possible option for you. And the second piece of that is that we co-create with the universe. So our vibrational state matters. How high is our vibrational state for us to interact as a co-creator? Now, when we look at vibrational energy, I remember watching Deepak Chopra at one point, and I loved him. He's a very funny man, and he was talking about the fact that 13 enlightened guys in caves are enough to offset the negativity in the world. The last time I saw him talk, he was working with Oprah and trying to create all of these meditation programs, trying to engage all of us to wake up. Because 13 people aren't enough to offset what's happening in the world right now. We have to be responsible. We can't leave it to other people. It's time to wake up and do our work. Consciousness is shifting on the planet because we are. How do I know that the universe operates like that? It hasn't ended. It can't make a mistake. If the universe could make a single mistake, the whole thing could end, and based on results, hasn't happened. So what we're really being asked to look at, and what's been remarkably loud for me this weekend, is that we're being asked to look at the energy of all that we are. Why do we have relationships? What's the value of relationships? We're projectors. We hold energy inside of us, and we walk around, and we can't see it. We can't get our chins down low enough to see what's going on inside of us. So we project that out in little dramas all around us. We enroll all of our friends, and we watch the energy that we're holding outside of our bodies. We're like radio broadcasting towers. And what we're being asked to do is look at that energy. When you see somebody in front of you, somebody that's inspired you this weekend, that's you. When you're standing in front of somebody that makes the hair go up on your arms, you're seeing your own reflection, your own greatness in that person. When you've encountered somebody this weekend whose energy drives you crazy, that's you. We can't see it in somebody else if we're not also holding that energy. And it's like a projector. It's like we've got a bug stuck and there's a light shining through and it looks like a monster out there. So the energy is always louder outside our body than it is where we're holding it. But the entire journey here is about developing self-awareness, self-love, and self-compassion. I actually believe that if we do that and we manage to see all aspects of ourselves, we ascend. Because that's the process. It's a bit like realizing that you are a 100,000-sided crystal, and in every moment you get the opportunity to ascend and your crystals line up with somebody else's crystal, and you get to see something about yourself that you can't see. And I tell students it's like finding a wart on your ass or back fat for the first time in the mirror. We're not asked to do anything about it. It's not to fix it or judge it. We're asked to look with a flashlight at where we're holding that energy and acknowledge that that's part of how we show up in the world. If we go back to that block of marble, I often tell students, imagine that there are gouges, chisel gouges down one side, all the painful woundings that we carry. And just know that for every chisel mark that we carry, there's a gift that's been expressed up the other side. I don't believe the modern spirituality thing where we got to spin in the light cycle. I actually believe that we have to hold both the light and the dark, the give and the receive, the harmony and disharmony, because when we hold them equally and we allow the feelings to come through, we collapse them into the present. And in the present, there's no room for fear and anger. There's only room for love, inclusiveness. We stop feeling like we're standing in the middle of the room with the universe throwing shoes at us. And we start to realize that in fact we're the point of impact. We're the point at which thought becomes form. And we understand that we actually embody conscious choice in how we show up. With every breath, with every action, we lovingly embody conscious power. Take a moment and just look around this room and make a connection with somebody with your eyes. Send them love. If they've impacted you in a particular way, let them know. Because there isn't another person on the planet that can make the impact that you are designed to make. Thank you.
Very nice, Karen.
Thank you.
So I will introduce myself first, for those of you who don't know who I am. My name is Jordan. I'm the creator of the Unicorn Way, and my purpose, and not just my work purpose, my life work, is to awaken humanity to an elevated way of being through connection, understanding, and inner truth. So the culture of my company, the Unicorn Way, is about embracing authenticity and finding your truest self, or rather, and this is another topic, but remembering who you were born as in your natural state, and then living from that place. So the topic that I'm supposed to speak about is love what you do and do what you love. And I've been in several different rooms over the course of the weekend. We've had some really heavy topics. I'm a very, very sensitive empath. I pick up energy extremely quickly and fiercely, so sometimes I will zip up, or if you see me like this or this, it's because I have to gauge what I allow in, because I can be really affected. And so we've had some heavy topics in some rooms, and then we've had some really light topics, empowering. I've learned so much. And I've kind of been getting whispers throughout the weekend. You know, I spoke yesterday on finding your purpose and reinventing yourself. And it was okay. I public speak a lot, and I also get nervous. What I found, though, and this is just a side note, you guys can write this down and take it home, it's a good one. If you feel that nervousness, that fear, and then think to a time in your life when you were extremely excited, maybe it was your birthday, or you bought a new car, or you were getting married, they feel the same. They feel the same way. And so it's all energy-based. And so when you're nervous, you can take that and you can transmute it and you can push it out as that excitement. So that's what I try to do. And yesterday I spoke in this room in the corner here, and I really got tripped up. And I started thinking, you know, it's because I'm not, I'm like, I love everybody here. And so I was totally open and not guarding myself at all. So today I took a back seat emotionally and kind of just tried to receive what I thought I was meant to receive, and I kept thinking about this topic, love what you do and do what you love. And when I initially read it, I thought it would be based on work. And through the course of today, I realized it's not about work at all. Loving what you do and doing what you love is not about your purpose as a person on this earth, or your career, or a hobby. It's really about enjoying your life in the moment that you have right now. And so it gets back to gratitude. to presence. If you are living from a place where you think, I'll be happy if, or I'll be happy when, or once I accomplish this, or once I lose this much weight, or when my husband stops being an asshole, right? All you're doing is dreaming, and you're missing it. You're missing it. You're missing the life, right? And so when I think of love what you do and do what you love, you may have a job that you hate, and it's okay to have goals. It's okay to want to do something different. You may be in an environment that you don't like. You may be coming to this conference and think, this is not at all what I wanted. But if you're really present and you're living in gratitude, you can find love in everything that you do. And so I want to share with you guys a couple of things that I do to really get grounded in gratitude and be present. If you haven't noticed, I'm a little ADHD, so I'm all over the place. I fidget and I talk, and my mind's going 100 miles an hour, and I'm like processing both talks at one time. And so it's really important for me to be able to love what I do and do what I love every day working with women, to live from that place of gratitude and presence. So one of the things that I like to do is really try to get present. And some of the stuff that I do are my morning rituals. When I drink coffee or hot water, I like to drink hot lemon water in the morning. I really do it like ceremonial. I don't just drink. I don't just eat my food. I don't watch TV when I eat my food, right? Because I'm nourishing my body, which is the vessel for my soul, and I want to get presence in that experience. And so I love to feel the hot water going down my throat. When I'm in a shower, I love to feel the energy cleansing, and I really meditate into it, and I think into it, and it's not hard. I know that, and I'm sure being a meditation coach, you know, some people go, oh, meditation, that's so hard, I could never do it. I'm like the wildest person ever, and I can meditate, but when you meditate, when you drive from your home to your office, and you don't know how the hell you got there, guess what? You were in a meditative state. You were in a hypnosis, right? When you're watching a movie, and it's like Denzel Washington or someone else really hot on the screen. Sorry, men, Julia Roberts. You're in the story. It doesn't mean that you can't feel the person's hand while they're also getting popcorn. It doesn't mean you can't feel if the temperature changes. But you're taking your mind and you're setting it at ease and you're being in that moment. So it's about being in that moment with yourself to love what you do. I want you guys to do me a favor. Close your eyes. We're going to go through all the senses right now. Right now, I just want you to listen. You can't see. You're not feeling anything. You're just hearing. You're hearing the breath of someone next to you. You're hearing Daniel walk his handsome self into the room. Now don't open your eyes to look at him. Just hear his presence. You can hear the air conditioner. Take a minute and have gratitude for the fact that you can hear, for the fact that you get to hear your children laugh, for the fact that you get to hear whatever your favorite music is. Imagine your favorite song right now playing. Wow. Almost everybody in this room just smiled. Now I want you to still listening to my voice, but pretend you don't hear anything else. What are you feeling? Are you feeling your own skin? Are your hands together? Do you feel solid footing underneath you from the earth rising up through the structure? Notice your body. Are you tense? Are you tense in your neck? Or are you comfortable? I mean, my chair's definitely like one of those fancy office chairs that better your back because I'm really supported. Okay, taste. Taste your mouth. What's your favorite food? Can you taste it? Who had salad for lunch? Who had the turkey and who had the veggie? Did you recognize that you're nourishing your body when you're eating? Now look at me and each other. It's a privilege to have sight. And sometimes we'll meet people who are blind or deaf or have some other, I'm going to call it a gift that they're born with because they get to have other enhanced senses, right? But look at all the vibrant colors in the room. Really getting present with the fact that you get to see that. It wouldn't matter if you were speaking in public or crocheting or doing teeth, or playing with your kids, if you couldn't connect in that way. And so one of the things that I really like to do when I'm like, I hate today, and I hate all women, and I hate what I do, and I don't even know why I'm a woman, and there's those days, right? And I have to think, okay, if you only had one sense that you could access at any one time, what would you choose? Because if you can think of being not just blind or not just deaf, but absent of the other 4 senses, or maybe the other 5, maybe absent of your intuition and your third eye, right? That's something that we didn't touch. What if you didn't have that? It's an easy way to bring yourself back to instant gratitude for all of the functions of your body as the vessel for your soul. And so you're not going to find happiness in the next best thing. And it's so funny that you mentioned The Secret, because I actually watched it twice this weekend. I was like really trying to get back in my zone. I was having a pity party for a while. I'm planning a big function for women. It's called Become Your Truth. It's going to be here in Albuquerque. And diving deep into the content, it's hard to not put my self-care aside, right? Because I'm focusing in on giving these women a really transformational experience. And it's like the air mask thing. I can't take care of anyone else if I don't take care of myself, a lot like you said. And so I watched Secret a couple times, and I forgot which speaker, but they said something, they referenced something about, you know, when you're manifesting, when you're thinking, I'd love this or I'd love that, it can't come from a place of lack. It can't come from, I don't have enough right now, because the universe does not deliver that way. It has to come from a place of, I am so grateful that I have hands that work, right? That hug. I'm so grateful that I can see vibrant colors. I'm grateful that I can smell the wonderful perfume, whoever walked in with it, right? And when you live from that place, it's easy to manifest other things you desire in your life. So if you're not completely content where you are, instead of trying to find something else to bring you that happiness, try finding the happiness where you're at. And then it's easier to have other aspirations, because the universe will deliver if you're showing that you're grateful for what it's already given you. That's all I got.
Very good.
Good timing. You came in when everyone's eyes were closed.
They don't know I'm here.
Yeah, that's right.
So 2 different topics, but does anyone have any questions for any of us? Or thank you all for holding this space.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Here we go. Kat, wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. This is awesome. This whole weekend has been mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing. So thank you for your presence.
I'd like to touch on something you said about like the next level, the next, I believe in dressing for the occasion, for where you want to go. Being a young single mother, I started out working in a factory where they, it was styrofoam trays, take out that. So a lot of dust, a lot of dirt, a lot of everything. But I went in every day with a 3-piece suit on. And at the time, I used to wear like 4 or 5 inch heels. And I could feel and hear the women around me talking. It's like, what is she doing? You know, and one day, one of them asked me, why are you wearing all your good clothes here? And I said to her, I don't plan on staying here. And so
good.
I have to dress for the occasion of where I'm going.
You're showing up in your vibration. And like she said, the universe is not punitive or favoring, it's resonant. If you show up in that vibration, then what you are asking for just meets you there. If we don't hold a clear vision, a clear vibration of what we want to draw in, we find ourselves at the level of the universe.
And in doing that, the VP's girlfriend heard the conversation. And I'm a firm believer in God does things at the right time, at the right moment. Instead of coming to me first, she went to the boss and said to him, we have to help her. She says, and I found this article in the paper, and it was basically giving secretarial training. You get $50 a week, and then they place you on a government job. My dream was always to be Della. If anybody knows Perry Mason. you know-
Della Street.
Yes.
Yes.
And so, to this day, I am Della. I am the right hand of 2 VPs, but she helped to get me into that path because she arranged it where I could attend classes during the day, because the classes was from 9 to 3, and she told him, because she's a young mother and she still has to take care of her child, she can come here and work from 4 to 8, but we're going to give her full salary. So you have to not only prepare yourself, but you have to also connect yourself, even if you don't know it, with the right people. And from there, I just kept going forward and going forward and going forward. And one day I, got the GED, and I said, I would love to go to college. And as I'm saying it, people around me, it's like, you can do it, Barbara, and we can help you. One friend, because I'm not good at math at all, and I told her, how much would you charge me to tutor me in math? She says, I love your fried chicken. She said, it's so good, fried chicken.
I love it. 70 or 80 fried chickens.
So you also, you can't look for everything to come to you. You have to go out and get it. And that's.
Nothing falls through the ceiling if we're sitting in the living room.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
That's awesome.
So does anyone know what the deal with the sessions is now? 'Cause
We're drumming.
Well,
We're
we're
closing
actually
at
on a
4.
break and then we go over
Drumming?
at 4, right?
Yes.
4 o'clock.